Many thanks for joining us on the State News at 4 on Lagos Television. I am Aminat Elegushi. The Lagos State government is committed to fostering an environment that promotes trade, encourages investment, and supports local enterprises. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance at the opening ceremony of the 2024 China Commodities Expo Nigeria held in Lagos. Olubukola Akikoliosho has the details.
Nigeria and China have enjoyed friendly bilateral relations for many decades and has continued to make new progress. The trade between both countries have been of tremendous value in e-commerce, manufacturing development, and deep processing of critical minerals. At the opening ceremony of the 2024 China Commodities Expo Nigeria, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, represented by his deputy, Dr. Obafemi Amzat, assures that the administration recognizes that strong bilateral relations are vital for attracting foreign investment that will drive infrastructural development and create jobs.
Nigeria's commercial capital, Lagos, we all know plays a very pivotal role in driving economic progress and embracing innovation. Our administration is committed to fostering an environment that promotes trade, encourages investment, and supports local enterprises.
He states that this platform allows to showcase Nigeria's rich resources and business potentials while learning from China's advancement in technology and manufacturing to drive economies forward.
So we open these doors to this expo. We also open doors to possibilities that will strengthen ties between our countries and reach our community, especially the business communities, and build a legacy of economic growth.
In his remarks, the acting Consular General of the People's Republic of China in Lagos, Jin Myung, says over the next 3 years, the Chinese government will encourage Chinese enterprises to invest nothing less than 70 billion renminbi in Africa, providing robust support for China-Africa and China-Nigeria economic and trade cooperation.
The good news is that we are now seeing more companies looking up to coming to Nigeria to do business. So I think that is something that is very cheering. It shows that these investors have better and longer investment perspective and believe in the resilience of the Nigerian economy. Definitely the Nigerian economy will turn the corner sooner than later.
The exhibition is not only showcasing Chinese companies, but also bringing new momentum for them to share experiences and seek collaboration with Nigerian companies. This exhibition, which will hold for 4 days, serves as a platform to showcase Chinese products, but also as a bridge for enhancing understanding and deepening cooperation between Nigeria and Chinese businesses. Olubukola Akin-Kolosho, LTV News.
Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu is assured of his administration's willingness to collaborate with relevant key players in proper waste management in order to address the erosion challenges in the state. Governor Sanwo-Olu gave the assurance while receiving members of the House of Representatives Committee on Ecological Funds led by the chairman Aminu Jaji at the Lagos House Marina.
Regarding, waste management, which you talked about, we generate the largest in the country. The next city to us would generate barely 35%, 40% of what we generate. We know that there are conversations on how we can convert some of them to other uses, but the cost of conversion as well, and all of the things that needs to be in place is also a huge budgetary, provision. But we're on course with some, waste to wealth, initiative. We're on course with some, culture change, attitude change, on waste management.
supported mitigating environmental issues in the state, stressed the benefits of completing the proposed intervention to avert additional cost.
There are a lot of policy in Lagos State, and that policy gives us hope that whatever we are investing or intervening, it will lead a very positive result. We look at the environmental policy which was enacted in the state, I think it's 2017, and we equally look at the climate change policy, which was 2019, and of course including the waste management, which was 2018.
Whatever it is that you are supporting with, let's see to completion, because a job that is 80% is not still done. It's only when it's 100% that we can say that, it's been done, because, each time we stop and start, the cost overrun it becomes very difficult for you to, to complete whatever those interventions are. So we want to plead that whatever it is that, we see as a measure of support, intervention, from the committee, we would appeal that, we see it to completion. We're not unaware that resources will never be sufficient. It would never, and so there has to be very strategic allocation of those resources.
Members of the committee who inspected erosion-prone areas in Lagos had visited other states in the geopolitical zone to prefer a lasting solution to the challenges and ensure that all appropriated funds are properly applied. In sports, Cycling Association is using the Magic Tour of Streets of Lagos Championship to select cyclists that will represent the state at the National Youth Games and other major competitions. The tournament has produced athletes who have won laurels for the state in cycling. We have details in this report.
Arrangements have commenced for a smooth running by the organizers of the Magic Tour of the Streets of Lagos Cycling Championship for the 2025 edition. The tournament, which has been part of the yearly programs of the Lagos State Cycling Association, is aimed at discovering talented cyclists who will hold their own for the state at major competitions. Ahead of next year's edition, the organizers during the week held a sensitization and mini championship at the Teslim Balogun Stadium, Surulere, Lagos, to keep both athletes and officials abreast of what to expect in April next year.
An engagement towards our main event happening in April next year. So like we all know, the Magic Tour Streets of Lagos is coming back with a bang. April 16th to 20th, some of the funniest streets in Lagos: Victoria Island, Festac, Ilupeju, Mafoluku, Lagos Island East. We are touring those cities in April next year. So this is just a build-up engagement with some of our partners to create awareness, to engage some of our athletes, our youngsters, towards the Magic Tour Streets of Lagos coming.
The highly anticipated Magic Tour of the Streets of Lagos holds in April next year on a 4-day schedule. The tour, which will run from April 16th to 20th, will take place in different locations in the Center of Excellence. Some of the cyclists in an interview with Lagos Television expressed satisfaction with this year's event while looking forward to a better outing in 2025.
I feel very relieved and happy, and I feel very energetic. I encourage them to do as they are doing, to bring out more children, raising up more children, teaching them about sport, to know more also about cycling and many things also about sports.
I feel very excited because this race has become one of an interesting something in my life. And I love cycling so much. I love the bicycle. I love everything about cycling.
We are coming with the experience, and they should watch out for the experience. The Magic Tour is more of an experience than it's not just a cycling event, it's an experience, and it's the ultimate cycling event. So let them get ready, and they are going to catch the experience of their lifetime.
The event aims to nurture young cyclists and also empower them by creating an unforgettable experience for the youngsters. This year, the participants competed for honors at the 5 divisions of Lagos State. Mouth-watering prizes await winners with rewards for individual brilliance on offer.
More news, connect with Lagos Television on these social media platforms. Many thanks for staying with us. Please remember to call the Lagos State toll-free lines 767 or 112 in case of emergencies. I am Aminat Elegushi. Up next is the version of the news in Yoruba.
Do you know that as a viewer, you have the right to complain about any broadcast content or conduct of Lagos Television you are not pleased about? For any of such complaints, call or SMS Director Programs on 080-333-44915, Director News 003-696-2772, or Head Marketing 080-2282-9898, or any of our social media handles. Lagos Television, the voice of Lagos.
èyí ni láti fi tó ẹ̀yin olùgbé ìlú Èkó àti agbègbè rẹ̀ létí pé kò sí àjọṣepọ̀ kankan mọ́ láàrin iléeṣẹ́ Alumoni Media tó ń ṣe ètò Òwúrọ̀ la wà pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó mọ́. Ní pàtàkì jùlọ Abdulkabir Adéyínká Adéwoyè tí gbogbo èèyàn mọ̀ sí Kábíyèsí Òwúrọ̀ la wà. Tá a bá rí ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá bá iléeṣẹ́ náà dòwò pọ̀ kí onítọ̀hún mọ̀ wípé iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó kò ní ọwọ́ níbẹ̀ rárá. Àjọṣe wa pẹ̀lú ẹ̀yin ará ìlú ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó àti ẹ̀yin olólùfẹ́ wa ò ní bàjẹ́. Ìkéde yìí wá láti iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
ẹ̀kúrọ̀lẹ́ yìí ní ìròyìn láti iléeṣẹ́ tẹlifíṣàn ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Orúkọ mi ni Mọ́dúpẹ́ Ali. Ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó mú ọ̀rọ̀ àyíká tó dára fún àgbélárugẹ iṣẹ́ okòwò lọ́kùnkúndùn. Gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú ló sọ̀rọ̀ ìdánilójú yìí níbi ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ ìpàtẹ àwọn ọjà tó wáyé nílùú Èkó. Akọ̀ròyìn Olúbùkọ́lá Akínkọ́lé Oṣó jábọ̀ pé àjọṣepọ̀ tó dánmọ́rán wà láàrin Nàìjíríà àti China láìmọye ọdún sẹ́yìn, wọ́n sì ti ní ìlọsíwájú lóríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà pẹ̀lú. Káràkátà láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè méjèèjì ṣokùnfà ìdàgbàsókè lẹ́ka iṣẹ́ okòwò àti ilé iṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú ìdàgbàsókè láàrin China àti Áfíríkà. Níbi ìpàtẹ yìí, gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú ti gbákejì rẹ̀ dókítà Ọbáfẹ́mi Hamzat ṣojú fún wípé ètò àkóso ìjọba yìí mọ rírì àjọṣepọ̀ tó nípọn tó wà láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè méjèèjì tí ó ṣokùnfà ìdókòwò àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ òkèèrè àti ìpèsè iṣẹ́. Ó ṣàlàyé síwájú pé ìpàtẹ yìí ṣe àfihàn àwọn ohun àlùmọ́nì Nàìjíríà àti ọ̀nà iṣẹ́ okòwò bí a ti ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ látara ìdàgbàsókè tí ó wáyé lórílẹ̀-èdè China lẹ́ka ìmọ̀ ẹ̀rọ àti ilé iṣẹ́ láàtúkọ̀ ọrọ̀ ajé wa. Adelé nípò aṣojú orílẹ̀-èdè China nílùú Èkó wípé láti bí ọdún kẹta sásìkò yìí, ìjọba ilẹ̀ China yóò fún àwọn ilé-iṣẹ́ China ní ìwúrí kí wọ́n dókòwò pẹ̀lú owó ilẹ̀ China tó tó 70 bílíọ̀nù ní Áfíríkà. Nípa bẹ́ẹ̀, àtìlẹ́yìn á wà fún China àti Áfíríkà. Ọrọ̀ ajé agbilẹ̀ láàrin China àti Nàìjíríà. Níbi ìpàtẹ yìí, wọn yóò fi èrò wérò, wọn yóò wá àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn ilé iṣẹ́. Ìpàtẹ yìí yóò wáyé fún ọjọ́ 4. Wọn yóò sì ṣe àfihàn àwọn ohun èlò tí ó jẹ́ ti ilẹ̀ China. Iṣẹ́ okòwò láàrin orílẹ̀-èdè China àti Nàìjíríà ni òun yóò túbọ̀ rinlẹ̀ sí dáadáa. Ẹ̀wẹ̀, gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú fi ìdánilójú hàn pé ètò àkóso ìjọba ọ̀hún nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí àjọṣepọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn tí ó ṣe kókó lórí iṣẹ́ àkóso ìdọ̀tí kí a lè dojúkọ ìpèníjà nípa àwọn ibi tí ọ̀gbàrá òjò ń wọ́ lọ nípìnlẹ̀ yìí. Gómìnà Sanwó-Olú sọ̀rọ̀ ìdánilójú yìí nígbà tó gbàlejò ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ̀kótó àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ ilé aṣojú-ṣòfin. Ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ̀kótó tó ń rí sọ̀rọ̀ ìkówójọ lórí ọṣẹ́ tí ọ̀gbàrá òjò ń ṣe. Alága wọn ni Aminu Jaji. Gómìnà Babájídé Sanwó-Olú béèrè fún àjọṣepọ̀ lórí kíkojú àwọn ìṣòro tó jẹ mọ́ àyíká. Wọ́n sọ àwọn àǹfààní tó rọ̀ mọ́ àjọṣepọ̀ báyìí. Àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ tẹ̀kótó ló lọ wo àwọn iṣẹ́ tí ọ̀gbàrá òjò ṣe láwọn apá ibìkan àti àwọn ọ̀nà àbáyọ lọ́kan-ò-jọ̀kan láti lè wá ìyanjú sí ìpèníjà yìí pátápátá àti ọ̀nà láti rí owó gbà lọ́dọ̀ ìjọba àpapọ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ àwọn tí ó ń gun kẹ̀kẹ́ nípínlẹ̀ Èkó ni ó ń lo ọ̀nà ìyípo káàkiri àdúgbò láti yan àwọn tí yóò ṣojú ìpínlẹ̀ yìí níbi ìdíje àpapọ̀. Ètò ti tò lórí ìdíje yíyípo àwọn àdúgbò ìlú Èkó ní ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Ó jẹ́ ara ètò tí ó máa ń wáyé lọ́dọọdún tí ẹgbẹ́ yìí máa ń ṣe láti ṣe àwárí àwọn tó lẹ́bùn àdáni.
ní ìgbáradì fún ìdíje tí yóò wáyé ní ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Àwọn tó ń ṣètò yóò ṣe ìtanijí àti ìdíje kékeré èyí tí yóò wáyé ní pápá ìṣeré Teslim Balógun ní Sùúrùlérè láti jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ ohun tí yóò wáyé lóṣù kẹrin ọdún tó ń bọ̀. Ìdíje yìí yóò wáyé fún ọjọ́ mẹ́rin láti ọjọ́ kẹrìndínlógún sí ogúnjọ́ oṣù kẹrin ọdún tó ń bọ̀ ní àwọn agbègbè bíi Victoria Island, Festac, Ìlúpéjú, Máfolúkù àti Erékùṣù Èkó. Níbi ni àrídé ó tún di aago 6 nígbà tá a tún máa mú àwọn ìròyìn lọ́kùnjọ̀kan wá fún yín. Tẹ́ bá rí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ń là kíyèsí ìjọba ní wàrà ṣíṣà, ẹ pè nọ́mbà 767 tàbí 112 ọ̀fẹ́ ní ìpè. Ẹja fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ borílẹ̀-èdè sókè téńté yóò ṣeé ṣe. Orúkọ mi ni Mọ́dúpẹ́ Àlè.
Padà bíi ti báwo.
Nínú mímu egbògi olóró gbogbo kí ìgbésí ayé yín má bàa bàjẹ́ débi pé ẹ̀yin lè wúlò fún ara yín.
Ògbólógbòó ni èmi tí ẹ̀ ń wò yìí nípa mímu egbògi olóró. Látìgbà tí mo ti gbọ́rọ̀ sí gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lẹ́nu ni ìgbésí ayé mi ti yí padà tí mo ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wúlò fún ara mi àti ẹbí. Mo fẹ́ gba ẹ̀yin ẹlẹ́gbẹ́ mi tó kù ní ìmọ̀ràn láti jáwọ́ nípa mímu egbògi olóró kí ẹ bá lè wúlò fúnra yín, ẹbí, ará àti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó. Say no to hard drugs in Lagos.
It's a game of numbers. Some call it politics. For others, it's a crouch for good governance. For objective and unbiased analysis of political issues and developments in the country, watch The Pendulum on Lagos Television on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. and Saturdays at 6 p.m. The Pendulum, your credible platform for engaging political discourse. Join us.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
May the peace and blessings of Allah be unto you and your household.
I am Fadila Okuno, and with me is
Tinuke Oloruntoyin Folami, and we welcome you to Fragrance.
This is a program where we spread the beauty of Islam.
Islam is the way of life.
We have a lot packaged for you on the program, but first we start with
starters. On starters, we bring you tidbits about Islam, and we move to the next segment, which is You and I.
Then to trends. We'll be talking about the lives and times of the Sahabiyas and how it relates to our present lives and society.
The death has been announced of Elder
As a people-oriented government, the administration of Governor Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu has over the years inaugurated several projects and initiatives to enhance food security in the Center of Excellence. One of such latest initiatives is the Middle Level Food Agro Hub in Idioro, Mushin. The hub is designed to provide a new lease of life for food distribution, check the rising cost of food items, and address post-harvest losses in the state.
And you can see that I'm excited to be here this afternoon as we witness another milestone towards achieving our food security objectives with the formal commissioning of the Middle Level Agro-Produce Hub here in Idioro, Mushin. This facility, the first in the state, heralds a turning point in the state food distribution system. The food system transformation agenda was adopted as a measure to improve our current system, which is undated by wastages, post-harvest losses, traffic congestion, and other inefficiencies that result in losses of over 50% sometimes of agricultural produce, especially perishable goods and vegetables.
The facility, which is the first of its kind in the state, is in line with the food system transformation agenda, which is anchored on a 5-year agricultural and food systems roadmap 2021 to 2026.
This roadmap reflects our passionate commitment to boosting food production, processing, and marketing. The roadmap sets the stage for direct intervention, strategic collaboration, and establishment of linkages with the private sector, with various financial institutions, foreign investors, and multilateral agencies. Through efficiency-driven strategies such as this and other initiatives, including the groundbreaking of the Eco-Agro Mechanization Program, the initiative Tractor Hauling Application, the establishment of our rice mill at Imota, the enterprise development for women and youth in poultry production, in piggery, in aquaculture, in apiculture, which is bookkeeping, in horticulture and artisan fishing.
It is part of Mr. Governor's food transformation agenda. And this agenda is a very simple one, very logical. What we have here is the middle level food hub. And what I mean by middle level is the kind of markets we should have sited across all local governments in Lagos and in Nigeria. It's a very simple hub, nothing complicated to it. But the idea around it is how do we to centralize procurement of items from far and wide markets? How do we start to centralize storage, both for wet goods and dry goods? How do we start to reduce the need for logistics such that it reduces transportation requirements? How do we reduce the number of traffic that emanates on our roads as a result of the number of trucks that move to and fro Lagos? How also do we ensure that power consumption is such that economies of scale kick in? How do we ensure that our farmers, both far and near, are able to produce based on demand and adequately prepare beforehand and ensure that they maximize on profits?
Agric and food system is a huge opportunity and potential that are required to be reorganized so we service it and then we will be able to see it deliver the right value to the economy. I want to join other people here to say this administration of Mr. Babajide Olushola Sanwo-Olu is a listening one, and secondly, it's a doing one. And this doing is what you are seeing here. Things may be a bit slow, but they are moving forward. Mr. Governor, let me announce to you that this project has been adopted nationally and approved by the government. So you are making that difference that will help transform food system in Nigeria.
According to Governor Sanwo-Olu, additional middle-level agro-hubs are coming up in different locations of the state.
To demonstrate our resolve to follow through this agenda, we are all aware that this government were building the Central Logistics Hub, the very first of its type in the entire sub-Saharan Africa. This food logistics hub is at advanced stage at Ketu in Ekpe. It's gone beyond just mere foundation. I think right now, if we go and check it, it's about 40 to 50% completion. The middle-level agro-produce, which is one of the ones we're commissioning here today, is not going to be here alone. There's a plan, and we've identified land, and it's going to be in 3 different other hubs, in Agege, in Aja, and Abule-Ado axis of the state. And we've started the procurement to ensure that our contractor can move to site and we can build those 3 hubs, like the one we have here, we can build them concurrently.
The Mushin Agro-Produce Hub is on a 6,400 square meters of land. It has adequate car and truck parking space and centralized dry and cold storage systems for bulk buying.
The Conversation. Let the conversation continue.
We must make headway as you've charted the course. The people deserve no less.
We have started the conversation with them, and I want to tell you that it's ongoing effort, and we'll continue to have the conversation.
Let the conversation continue.
Have you had a hard time with taxes and understanding tax administration in Lagos State and the complex nature of Nigerian tax law? Do you know what agency or tier of government collects the various types of taxes? Have you ever found yourself asking any of these questions? Join us for your favorite program, The Tax Talk, your infotainment program.
Cholera, an acute and deadly illness caused by ingesting contaminated water and food, is a formidable public health threat. Its highly infectious nature means that outbreaks can devastate communities rapidly. The symptoms are sudden and severe, profuse diarrhea, intense vomiting, and rapid dehydration. Without immediate and adequate treatment, cholera can swiftly become fatal. Yet, despite its severity, cholera is both preventable and treatable. Awareness and proactive measures are our strongest defenses against this disease. Here are 5 crucial steps to protect ourselves, our families, and our communities. Ensuring safe drinking water. The cornerstone of cholera prevention is ensuring safe drinking water. Contaminated water is a primary vector for the disease, making it crucial to treat all water before consumption. Boiling water is one of the most effective methods. Alternatively, in areas where these options are not available, drinking bottled water is a reliable alternative. Vigilance about water sources and cleanliness can significantly reduce the risk of infection. Food safety and hygiene. Equally important is being cautious about food sources. Avoid consuming food from vendors or sources that may not adhere to proper hygiene practices. Ensure that food is cooked thoroughly and served hot. Raw or undercooked foods, particularly seafood, can be breeding grounds for cholera bacteria. Washing fruits and vegetables with clean water before consumption is also vital to preventing infection. Hand washing. Hand washing with soap and clean water is a critical preventive measure. Hands are a common vehicle for the transmission of infectious diseases, so it is important to always wash hands before eating, after using the restroom, and whenever they are visibly dirty. This simple practice can drastically reduce the transmission of cholera and other communicable diseases. Community sanitation and waste management. Improving sanitation and waste management within communities is essential to combat cholera. Proper disposal of human waste, maintaining clean living environments, and avoiding the contamination of water sources are all crucial steps. Prompt reporting and treatment. Early detection and treatment of cholera are vital to controlling outbreaks. Oral rehydration solutions are an effective treatment for dehydration caused by cholera and can save lives when administered promptly. Communities must be vigilant and report any suspected cases immediately to health authorities. By taking these comprehensive steps, we can build a robust defense against cholera. The fight against cholera requires a united effort, but with determination and cooperation, we can overcome this public health challenge. Together, we can protect our communities and ensure a healthier future for all. Please note that cholera is treated free of charge at all government facilities. This message is brought to you by the Lagos State Government.
Where do I begin? What will people say?
I need to end this. I'm tired.
These are common expressions of persons feeling helpless, worthless, and hopeless. A Greek philosopher says, people are not disturbed by things that happen, but by the views of those things. Have you encountered life-changing situations and you are bothered? Regardless of age, gender, tribe, and status, it is normal to experience challenges. Failures, mistakes, and disappointments are part of life's recipe. How one cope with life's ordeal makes or mar an individual, and if not properly managed, results in mental illness such as anxiety, depression, and substance abuse. The World Health Organization says 1 out of every 4 people in the world will have a mental illness, while 1 in 4 Nigerians are suffering from one sort of mental illness. That's about 50 million persons. Depression is a mental health disorder, and there are so many issues that predispose a person to the disorder.
Depression is a mood disorder that is characterized by sadness that seems to be unshakable and persistent, that will last for a while. It's different from just being sad.
When there's depression, this sadness engulfs you. It cripples you. It prevents you from enjoying life. It can be very, very distressing. It prevents you from functioning optimally. And if nothing is done about it, the person can go on to die by suicide.
According to new publications by the World Health Organization and the International Labour Organization on Mental Health at Work, an estimated 12 billion workdays are lost annually due to depression and anxiety, costing the global economy nearly $1 trillion. The studies also show that COVID-19 triggered a 25% increase in general anxiety and depression worldwide, exposing how unprepared governments were for its impact on mental health and revealing a chronic global shortage of mental health resources.
This type of change that we're experiencing now is very, very stressful. Another thing that might account for why the rate of depression is going high is that we have also changed as a society in fundamental ways. We are not as communal as we used to be. Family dynamics have been changed now. Family texture have been changed now. We have a lot of divorce rates. We have a lot of single parenthood. All these things can impact our mental development. It can impact the mental development of children so that when they now grow up, they can become more vulnerable to developing depression when they encounter stress in life.
Although there are no recent statistics in Nigeria, however, data released by the National Bureau of Statistics in 2019 put 80% ended their lives between April 2017 and May 2019. Comparatively, depression is 3 times more common in women than in men. No one is exempted from depression. However, experts say this state of mind is further ignited by genetics, low connectedness, available tools, and impulsiveness.
Men can also get depressed. It is not only women, but when men get depressed, it can show in atypical ways. For example, because we live in a society where it is believed that men don't cry. That's not true. Men can cry because they are human beings too. Sometimes when men are depressed, it can manifest in excessive drinking. It can manifest as even domestic violence. Some men, when they are depressed, they become irritable. So men can manifest depression in these subtle ways. But if you are a man and you are experiencing these things, don't be ashamed. You are a human being and you can have depression, and there is treatment available.
Rather than criminalize suicidal attempts, there must be adequate communal and medical support system for mental ill persons.
When an individual is seen to have attempted suicide and failed, he should be treated. Should be sent to a health facility to be seen by a mental health practitioner, not to be seen as a crime.
When next you feel helpless, hopeless, and worthless, suicide is never the way out or solution. Open up to someone. You can also seek professional support. Mental health is not a taboo.
You know one thing that is being said about something new?
Our job is just to make you richer.
Only on Bet Naija.
And of course, ladies and gentlemen, here you have it. The Bet Naija Sports Show on LTV. It was a mistake me making this hairstyle. Like my hairdresser picked the color.
Nah, it's not possible.
And I love it.
Yeah, you know.
I don't love Chelsea. Oh my God. Cut!
Bet Naija. Reward for passion.
Floods are natural hazards, but if humans are properly prepared to deal with them in time, they can be stopped from becoming a disaster. Floods are the most frequent type of natural disaster, and they occur when an overflow of water submerges land that is usually dry. They are mostly caused by heavy rainfall, rapid snowmelt, or tsunami in coastal areas. floods result in loss of lives and damages to personal property. More than 34 million people were impacted by flood worldwide in 2020, including those injured, affected, or left homeless. According to data in 2022, flood in Nigeria affected many parts of the country, displacing over 1.4 million people, leaving close to 603 people dead and more than 2,400 persons injured. The data also showed about 82,035 houses were damaged and 332,327 hectares of land affected. While Nigeria regularly experienced seasonal flooding, the floods of 2022 have been the worst since the 2012 floods. In Lagos, severe annual flooding remains a threat due to the rise in sea level and climate change.
The United Nations have identified in Nigeria, Lagos as prone area because of being a lagoon. The level of evaporation of water is going to be very high, and when the water table of an environment is very high, the absorption of water by the soil, it will get to fullest level at which it cannot absorb the rainfall.
The man-made ones are mostly the causes in Lagos, because most of households, most of them indulge in indiscriminate dumping, which blocks drainages and canals. Where we have, the moment there is rain, this blockage allows the overflow of the water into various areas that causes flood.
The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, puts the casualty figures of flooding in 2022 at 7 deaths, 24,131 households, and 920 houses affected. Experts believe indiscriminate dumping of waste resulting in blocked drainage channels, environmental sustainability awareness, sustained planting of trees, and love for the environment are some steps that can be taken to mitigate the effects of flooding.
The only thing I would like to let our people know is that this thing wastes a lot of money for the state government. Let us just pack and bag our refugees instead of throwing it indiscriminately. The other things that they need to do is they need to promulgate laws and equip officers in charge so that they will be able to let the laws stand and be effective.
That tree planting is not just only for beautification, primarily is to absorb all these greenhouse gases, because they absorb them and releases what we take as oxygen. So absorbing them is another way to reduce the effect of that temperature changing and the weather pattern, so that we can have a normal weather pattern that will not allow the over raining that will lead to flood.
Other ways of controlling floods include planting vegetation to retain extra water, construction of floodways to divert flood water, construction of dams, reservoirs or retention ponds to hold extra water during times of flooding. Though natural causes like heavy rain caused by the bursting of clouds may not be prevented, but sustained efforts can be made to protect loss of lives and damages to properties.
For government to put eyes on it and do the drainage and make sure that all the drainages are okay, and